Hi, I'm Kenny Anderson, Director of Multicultural Affairs for the City of Huntsville, and welcome to Impact. Each week we bring you information about exciting things that are happening right here in this community, and today will be no different. Today we're going to talk about a very special club that actually works to help young people learn how to speak, one of the greatest assets that they will ever experience in their lives. Here to talk to us about the Speech Crafters Club is the director, Beverly Jones-Durr. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. I'm really honored to be here.
It's great to have you, and you have with you a living testimony to the power of this initiative. Kenya Halliburton is a parent who has 2 kids who are benefiting from this program. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. Great to be here.
So let's start from the very beginning. Tell us what the Speech Crafters Club is.
Speech Crafters Club is a club that I created for children and teens. And it is actually the only public speaking program for kids and teens in the state of Alabama. We teach communication skills, which helps children to build self-esteem and self-confidence, which improves and enhances their performances at school, for job interviews, in their entire life.
So what caused you to want to start something like this? Because I talked to lots of people that have ideas in their mind. Sometimes they see gaps in the community, and everybody doesn't always act on it, but you obviously have acted on something that you thought was essential to the lives of young people. What brought that about?
As a little girl, my mother said I was born talking. I don't know what I was saying, but I must have thought I had something to say. And as a little girl, I've always been an enthusiastic communicator. But in classroom, I would notice sometimes the teacher would call on kids, and they would be so reluctant to speak up. And I knew they knew the answers. Or if they spoke up, the other classmates would make fun of them. And it was the look on their faces that impacted me. I remember what they looked like, and I could envision what they felt like. And as I grew up as an adult, I knew that there was something I could do. Because as a child, what can you do but comfort another child? But as a grown-up, there's a lot of things I can do. I have grandchildren, I've raised children, and I've tried my best to build their communication skills, because that backdoor benefit of self-esteem and self-confidence is a game changer.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I will tell you a little backstory on my own life as it relates to what we're talking about. I did not take speech in college. It was not a requirement, and I was very glad it wasn't a requirement, because I was just one of those bashful, nervous, quiet, shy people who did not like to speak in public. Now, people see me speak all over the nation today, and they're like, man, you're just such a great speaker and that kind of thing. And they wonder, is this the same person that I'm talking about so many years ago? I did not like to do public speaking for many, 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 many years. And one of the jobs that I had about 25 years ago actually forced me into the public arena, where I actually had to begin doing it. So I didn't have somebody like a Speech Crafters Club to help me out. There was Toastmasters, of course, but I was even bashful to speak in front of that group. Really didn't do a lot of good for me. But it's exciting to know that you've got an initiative like this that actually touches kids. And of course, Kenya, you've got kids in the program. How did you find out about the program, and what difference has it made in the lives of your children?
Well, I found out about the program because Beverly and I have been networking. We've been friends for a while, and I've kind of been a part of her journey in starting it. And so when she started the workshop, I definitely wanted to put my kids in it, because I knew it would be a powerful benefit for them. My children are very communicative anyway, but I knew, just similar to your story, growing up, that was a place where I struggled, and I knew that this would be really beneficial to them as they move forward in life. So I definitely wanted to include them in the program. And it's been amazing to watch their transformation. I mean, just kind of, being kids that just like to talk, but actually being able to hone it into a skill and being able to stand in front of a room. It's really been amazing to watch them become very confident. One of my children has recently been diagnosed with ADHD, and so it's a really great way to kind of help him focus and help him kind of get past that challenge. So.
And you have 2 boys, ages what?
9 and 8.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. so that they're at that age where they're discovering life and
Yes.
they have a lot to talk about.
Absolutely.
And so it's good to have a little structure and direction in order to be able to take them. I wonder, Beverly, public speaking is something that people fear even more than death, and that's literally.
Yes.
Statistics and studies show that. People would rather face some of the most daunting challenges in life rather than get up and speak to a group of people. So how do you approach the process? One person might say that children are fearless, and so it's a lot easier working with children. But what does your experience tell you?
Children are fearless, but the key is they want to be heard. Most of the time when children are around, they really don't expect grown-ups to pay attention to them. And when you have a grown-up in the room and they're talking and the grown-up can give you back what you've just said, that moment when that child realizes, oh, wow, she heard what I said, that's an empowerment. When we are so busy with our day-to-day in and out that we don't really have conversations with children, but they have a lot to say. And they hold back because they believe nobody is going to listen to them. So I approach it that way. There is some rules, there are some scheduling done when we do our speeches, but for the better part, they control it. They decide what they want to talk about. The only thing is they have a time limit. And I encourage them to explore new things, talk about things they love, just so that they can get in the habit of hearing themselves speak and knowing that they actually have a listening audience.
Yeah. So Speech Crafters Club exists. How does the process begin? Kind of walk us through, Kenya becomes aware that it's going on. She knows you, but she gets involved. How does somebody just out in the community who might be watching today connect to your process? What's the beginning stage? And then talk to people about what happens once they become a part of this process.
Well, we have a website that has abundant information on it, and there are lots of pictures, soon to be videos of some of our kids doing their speeches. We also have a Facebook page where I am constantly providing content about our program.
So they've looked at the Facebook page.
They've looked
Do
at
they
that.
contact you and then you have a
Yes.
conversation with them? Do you screen them? Do they fill out an application? Kind of walk us through that
They
process.
fill out an application, sort of, but everybody who wants in gets in. There really is no screening. As long as your child is at least 8 years old and can read, that is really the only requirement. Anyone who wants to come in comes in. And once you come in, you are allowed to visit the group before you join the group, just sort of to get an idea of what's going on. The only thing is we have a section called Impromptu speech where it's similar to Toastmasters table topics, and the guests can participate. So a lot of times when parents bring their children for the first time, they participate in the impromptu portion. And it's amazing because usually when they stand up and they participate, that is what makes the parents realize this is where my child needs to be.
Is that what happened to you, Kenya?
I actually do some of the video recording of the speeches, but I've experienced that, and it really is amazing to watch the parents step into those shoes, and you start to realize, wow, this is an amazing superpower that I'm giving my children.
Yeah.
Well, 25 years ago, if I had been that kid, you wouldn't have heard anything from me. If I had been that kid's parent,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have heard anything from me. You might have tried to call me out. I would have just sat there and looked at you. But I'm not standing up to speak. My kid is here. Work with my kid.
That's what some people say, but the kids will urge you, come on, Mom, you can do it, I
Yeah.
can do it, and then you just kind of have to get up there and do it.
I mean, how do you say no to your kid, right?
You really can.
Well, I would have, but
Yeah.
Really?
We understand. That's 25 years ago. That's in my past now. It's in my rearview mirror.
Yes.
And we've come many miles down the highway. So you have this orientation session where people get a chance to get familiar with what's going on. What does the program itself look like? How often do you meet? When do you meet? Where do you meet? Tell us a little bit about that.
We have a program manual because the children have different levels. There's level 1, and those are usually the beginners, and there are 10 speeches that must be completed in level 1. And the first one is the getting to know you speech, and then you have one that uses visuals and gestures, and there are lots of other ones, vocal variation. And then you have level 2. Level 2 mostly is for leadership and mentorship. And it's usually the older children who are in level 2, and they are assigned to level 1 speakers to help them and to mentor them. And they are also the ones who will hold the positions in the club of president and vice president and secretary and treasurer. Because we are new, all of our students right now are level 1. But that is our goal, to eventually have level 2s. And there are awards given at the end of every meeting. We always present a ribbon for the best speaker, the best evaluator, and the best impromptu speaker. So there's always something going on, and there's full participation. Every child in the room volunteers. I do not assign roles for every role that we have in our meeting.
And what day do you meet? What time do you meet? How long do you meet?
Yes, we meet the first and third Wednesday of each month. We meet at 4 o'clock to 5:30, and we meet at Restoration Church on Wall Triana Highway.
Okay, and anybody can, of course, become a part of this by checking your information out on the website and figuring out exactly how they can perhaps get their kid involved. And this is for anybody.
For anybody, yes.
That wants to get their children more acclimated to the role of public speaking.
Yes.
I always say to high school students and college students as well that while they're focusing on their GPA, which is something admirable and something that they definitely need to do, one of the best skills they can take away from their academic journey is learn how to speak and learn how to write.
Yes.
Those are 2 skills that will take you as far down the highway as you want to go, and they're limitless opportunities from being able to speak and present yourself and to write and present yourself.
Yes.
And so this is a very important thing that people can do. So tell us what the website is, and if you have a phone number, you want to tell us what the Facebook page name is, give us that information so that people can connect with you.
We are on Facebook, and our name is Speechcrafters Club. And our website is www.speechcrafters.club.
Okay. And those are the preferred methods of being able to get in touch with you.
Yes, yes.
And
There's a contact section on the website where you can send me a direct email, and I respond to every single one.
Awesome. And is there information about schedules and programs? You said there was just lots of information that
Everything
people can figure out.
Yes, everything
Okay.
is there.
All right. And Kenya, the parents listening this afternoon, as a parent with children in the program, what would you say to those parents?
I absolutely recommend having your child into this program because it's transformative. It's transformative for your child, it's transformative for you, and they're not just learning public speaking, they're learning how to manage and run an entire meeting. So I think it's incredible. It's an incredible experience.
And they're gaining a lot of confidence in the process.
Absolutely.
Yes.
There's nothing like a confident speaker.
Nothing like it.
Well, Beverly Jones-Durr, we want to thank you for being a part of our conversation today. You are the director of Speechcrafters Club and founder.
Yes.
All right, and we wish you the best with this process, and we hope that lots of people will reach out to you to get more information about it.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
All right, Kenya Halliburton is a proud parent. She's been smiling the whole time.
It's amazing.
She's got kids, young boys too, and I'm really hyped about that.
Yes.
Young boys who are going to be able to go out there and just command the world because of their presence and their speech, and that's a very powerful thing. So thank you for being here and being a part of this conversation.
Thank you for having me.
All right. We hope that you all have enjoyed the information that we've shared today, and we hope that you've learned a lot about the Speechcrafters Club, and we hope that you take advantage of the opportunity to check out the work that they're doing by logging on to the website that you see on the screen today, and that you'll reach out to them perhaps through their social media site as well, which is Speechcrafters Club. We also hope that you'll like our Facebook page, which is Impact with Kenny Anderson, where you can see a video of the show that you watched today, as well as behind-the-scenes shots of what happens when the camera stops rolling. For Impact, I'm Kenny Anderson. I hope that you have a great day.